in the Sahel
region.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is, man. Thank you very, very much, man. Who is that? King Clips, man. Thank you very much, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We all make mistakes, man. Players fuck up too. Today's episode is on Ibrahim Traroé and his denying America, France, and Saudi Arabia access to his homeland. But what I was saying was, here is a man that we all talk about. We all want somebody to be a black leader. We always want somebody to lead us into something that we haven't seen, that our parents and foreparents and our grandparents couldn't tell us about because they never see it. And I'm talking about freedom, justice, equality, and true independence. How come we haven't got that yet? How come we haven't got that yet? So, this dude has been going around uplifting his country, doing what needs to be done for his country. Man, I can't believe that's the devil, man. The devil had me on mute, man, when I was giving that good old spiel, man. For real. The devil had me on mute, man. But, it's that time again. We gonna shake the devil off, man. I forgot to unmute myself, so, we've been running on mute. But we gonna get it back, though, man. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend. But today's topic is on Ibrahim Traroé. And who is he? What has he done? Where does he rule at? Ibrahim Traroé is the leader of Burkina Faso, of the Burkina Faso people. He has been doing things for his country that a lot of people don't want to do. We as black people, we look for leaders, but we look for the most popular person to lead us. We look for the most popular person and the more fashionable person to lead us into something. But here it is. Ibrahim Traroé has done something for Africa and the Burkina Faso people that nobody has never done. Everybody might say, oh, he kicked the French out. Oh, he kicked out the white people. Well, they've been there for centuries and they ain't did shit. No paved roads, no good electricity. GDP level to the floor and beyond. Gold reserves, there never was none. Electricity free, wasn't even heard of. Running water free, wasn't even heard of. Until when? Until Ibrahim Traroé has came into power. This man has sat back and helped put people in power. But yet they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And this man has sat back in the army and said, I'm tired of putting people in power. I'm tired of putting people in power to where every time we put them in power, we got to worry about what they do and how they do it. Burkina Faso is in the top 5. Now in rap, we would say if he's the top 5 dead or alive, he on fire. Burkina Faso is within the top 5 gold producers in the world. But yet they never had a gold reserve until Ibrahim Traroé. It's that time again to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another motherfucking friend. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't hide. Them buttons ain't got no teeth, so go ahead and reach, man. Support the boy, support the channel. and above all, man, support the movement. Today's episode is on Ibrahim Traroé, and we finna get into this who is Ibrahim Traroé and what is he doing?
Michael Langley and his comments about Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré last week. It seems that there is way more to the story regarding Michael Langley and his comments about Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré last week. There has been actions that have gone under my radar that I'm just coming to discover now, which I'm going to share with you. These actions are documented. Sadly, it's far darker than anything that I expected, and I personally made a big underestimation of their actions. And in this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what the United States have been doing in regard to the AE. Langley and his comments about Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré last week. There has been actions that have gone under my radar that I'm just coming to discover now, which I'm going to share with you. These actions are documented. Sadly, it's far darker than anything that I expected, and I personally made.
He said that these actions are documented and they're far darker than what he expected. Because, see, just like everybody else, he expected for America to be telling the truth. He expected for Michael Langley to be saying that Ibrahim Traoré is misusing the gold reserve of Burkina Faso. He's the leader. He sees fit what he needs to do for his people with that gold. But like he said, he was under disguise too. And it's more deeper and more sinister than anything he even thought of. Anything he thought of. Now let's continue.
A big underestimation of their actions. And in this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what
But how do you underestimate
in regard to the AES?
How do you underestimate America? We saw Muammar Gaddafi assassinated, ran down like a dog. He took Libya from the poorest country to the greatest country in Africa. And he was killed. Same thing that's going on with Ibrahim Traoré. He is taking Burkina Faso's GDP from the dirt and sent it up. I'm gonna continue on though.
Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Ibrahim Traoré, which goes way beyond the words that got everyone riled up last week. If you're interested in understanding exactly what Michael Langley has actually been up to regarding these countries, stay tuned. For those of you who don't know, my name is TJ. I'm Nigerian and British mixed. I grew up mostly in the UK, but a couple of years ago, I decided to move to Uganda to start a new life with my partner, Medina. The channel started off just documenting my journey, but over time the channel has evolved to me trying to understand why Africa has not reached its full potential and what can we do for Africa to actually realize its full potential. This is why I'm so interested in the story around Ibrahim Traoré, because it appears that Ibrahim Traoré is doing all he can to be a leader of the people. At the age of 37, he's become one of the most celebrated and popular leaders on the continent of Africa. What you're looking at here is a minibus in Kenya that has Ibrahim Traoré's image on the side. And I've seen, to quickly catch up with the story, last week, General Michael Langley of the United States publicly said this.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side in order to the benefit of the strongman leader, and not to the populace of the country.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and
how can you say, like I said, how does this man say something is going on in a country that you never sent that America has never sent a delegate to? They never delegated over nothing. So how do you say he's misusing anything? You visited all the countries around him, but not his. Why is that?
But Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
And what ensued was a social media.
He says that since this man took over the gold reserves, it's only to protect his people that's in power. That's what America does. That's what any country does. They use the resources of their country to fight for their country. But this country never had a gold reserve prior to Ibrahim Traroé coming into power. They never had a gold reserve. So why are you mad now that they have one is the question. Now, you visited all the countries around Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, but you don't visit nor send a delegate to none of the three. Why?
Backlash amongst many Africans and Pan-Africans and diaspora across the world. I myself made a video explaining why this is a huge inaccuracy. It's a huge hypocrisy. And I listed everything that Ibrahim Traroé has been spending the Burkina Faso coffers on, which essentially resulted in the Burkina Faso GDP increasing over the time he's been in power. But what I didn't know, which is the revelation I'm explaining today, is that since Ibrahim Traroé has been in power, Langley has been visiting all of the surrounding nations of the AES. What this means is that militarily...
What did I say? He's been visiting all of the other countries, but not visiting the country, nor trying to visit the country that he's talking about. Why not, Mr. Michael? Why not? Why are you not visiting said country? Why are you not visiting the problem or trying to solve the problem at hand, and you telling us it's Burkina Faso? But you not visiting the people. You not talking to the people, Mr. Michael Langley. So there's something wrong with your mathematics. America needs to stop going into other countries or stop trying to bring down other governments that they never visit, nor do they try to talk to. Oh yeah, I give you a better one. It's not even your fucking country. Leave them people the fuck alone.
Strategically, the United States have surrounded the AES countries. One by one, he has been going and even making alliances with countries that America has had negative ties with, always in the guise of opening ties and...
So America is willing to work with the enemy that they used to fight with, which would mean like Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, the same ones that they call terrorists. The same ones that they say was terrorizing the people, scaring the people, they going to make deals with them. This is what America does. They call this person a bad guy, but then they go make deals with other bad guys. Nigga, is this a drug deal or is this nigga to bring peace in the world? Because if you nigga going against a bad guy and you going to get other bad guys instead of diplomatic confrontations, nigga, this sound like some gang shit going on here. Nigga, it sound like somebody trying to take something. That's how I look at it. Nigga, you ain't go talk to the nigga, you went to go holler at his enemies? Yeah, nigga, you got some weird shit going on, my boy, and I don't want no parts of it.
Negative ties with, always in the guise of strengthening ties and increasing security in the Sahel region. The Sahel region is populated by Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Yes.
But strengthening ties, why when you think of Africa, you never have a cruise that goes to Africa? Why when you think of Africa, you don't think of nothing that's pretty? Why when you think of Africa, you think of African booty scratchers and dirty motherfuckers and scammers? But how long have these Caucasians, whether they be Frenchmen, American, Chinese, how long does it take for them to get it together? But they in the region for peace.
Spreads beyond that, but if you're talking about the Sahel region, these are usually the main countries you're talking about. Since Ibrahim Traroé took over and kicked out the French, the British, and the Americans from the gold mining and other resource control that they had, Langley has not visited any of those countries. He comes out and says this public statement, which casts a light on his movements. So the countries surrounding the AES nations are Chad, Libya, Algeria, Mauritania, Senegal, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Equatorial Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Togo,
This is another
Benin,
episode of I
and
Got Five,
Nigeria.
Let's Talk.
And he's visited almost all of them. Don't believe me? I've got some receipts. Chad, January 2024, US forces returned to Chad, but with a different objective. You can see down here, this is September 2024. US Africa Command confirmed that a small contingent of American personnel remained in Chad supporting counterterrorism missions. You got a picture right here of Langley in Chad with their military. Libya, August 2024. Top US general meets with alleged war criminal in Libya. So the leadership there has been described as a war criminal. So why suddenly does America need to go there? It says down here, US Marine Corps General Michael Langley called on Hifter, the leader of the Libyan National Army, during a series of meetings. Hifter expressed his desire to expand security engagement with the US. These are strategic moves he made with him here again in Benghazi. Algeria, AFCOM commander signs memorandum of understanding with Algerian Ministry of National Defense. Look, there's a picture of him here in Algeria. And we've got two further occasions, so 2023, 2024, and 2025. We've got Mauritania, USA AFCOM commander and senior enlisted leader traveled to Mauritania. US Marine Corps General Michael Langley, commander, traveled to Mauritania to meet civilian and military leaders to discuss security and cooperation. Senegal, US Marine Corporal General Michael Langley visits Senegal, Algeria, and Ghana, February 2023. And here's a close-up of that picture. Nigeria. This is US Marine Corps General Michael Langley, commander, enlisted leader, visited Nigeria, January 2024. Now, I can just go on down the list. Benin, Togo, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Liberia. The only places he hasn't visited are Guinea-Bissau, the Gambia, Equatorial Guinea, and Sierra Leone, which is actually a small landmass in terms of the border of the AES nations. The likelihood is that the US can do things like put drones in all of these countries that they visited. They can do surveillance.
I was about to say, but why not visit these countries? Why visit all the bigger land masses, the bigger countries surrounding? I was going to say, why? Why would they do that? And then now he's finna explain why.
And if they wanted to do any interventions, they can do so. They can pick and choose militarily what actions they may or may support in the area. One of the potential destabilizing tactics that could be used is that the US creates this very tight border, making it very uncomfortable for the extremist jihadist groups. So then they're forced to reside within the borders of the AES. And that's where the majority of the havoc happens. And then they can point to the AES leaders like Ibrahim Traroé and say,
Ibrahim Traroé has only brought his country recognition, as in to say we are worth being recognized. He hasn't taken over and driving around in luxury cars. He's not having Bentleys and gold mansions. This man has took his country that is a top 5 producer in the world of gold that never ever had a gold reserve. And he turns the country and he has one.
Since these guys have been put in charge, means that there's more destabilization, more opportunities to try and turn and twist the sentiment against these leaders, particularly when terrorist attacks happens. When I first heard Langley on that Senate meeting talking about Burkina Faso, I was thinking it's something that they're going to do moving forward, like there's going to be actions happening moving forward. It turns out that they've been very active on ground already for the past 2 years, which is very worrying. You can't underestimate the military and the mind of the United States. They are very smart. They're very good at what they do. We as Africans would just like to see them not involved in any meddling. But we as Africans, I think, all know that America is only interested in relationships with Africa based on their own interests.
Are there success stories for the citizens of African countries when these larger, more prosperous nations or companies from more prosperous areas come in and exploit these minerals.
Exploit. And if you don't know, exploit, to be more specific of what the word exploit means, it means to take everything and give very little or next to nothing back. That's what it means to exploit somebody. That you take more from them, vast majority from them, than anything that you give them back. You only give them something back to sustain, to give you more of what they're after. That's what exploit means. To exploit these minerals. That's what they're doing over there. They're exploiting.
I'm asking is that does it ever redound to the benefit of the citizens there in Africa?
It is never based on helping the people on ground, no matter what they tell us, no matter how concerned they seem to appear about the everyday African on.
And I know people may say, oh, you know what I'm saying? You know, the French, the British, the UK, the Belgians, the Americans, the Australians, the Canadians, the Chinese, they're there to help the Africans and wooty whoop and all this and all that. Let's just start from 1900. From 1900 to 2025, that's 125 years that other countries and other nations have had total or the majority control in Africa, and we have not seen Africa develop nowhere near as Mexico has, nowhere near as much as Cuba has, Venezuela, South America, Panama, New Guinea. We haven't seen Africa at its potential, nowhere near its potential, for 125 years. And these are the same people that are fighting to stay in Africa. How are you fighting to stay in Africa when you haven't done nothing for 125 years? You haven't done nothing. The Chinese came in and said they're going to pave roads. They're going to do this. They started with the crops and all that, and they stopped paving the roads. The Americans came in and said, we're going to help you do this. We're going to help you defend against, the Russians that's coming in East Africa. Didn't happen. We're going to help you, and we're here to help you for peace and development. That hasn't happened. And just to make sure you know it hasn't happened, when have you ever seen a cruise line to Africa? I'll wait. If Africa is such a beautiful place and they want you to go there and see what's really going on, why isn't there a cruise line to Africa? There are people that have money that can pay for a cruise line from Long Beach, New York, Florida, all the way to Africa. Oh, there's no boats, they can make one. But why isn't there a cruise line from America, Canada, anywhere in the world to Africa? You know why? Because they don't want one. The same reason there's not one to China. There's not one to nowhere in the world. Everywhere else in the world, they could get on the cruise line. Asia could go to Africa, Europe could go to Africa, Africa could go to all the other countries. But none in America? Oh, but you might say, oh, well, you could fly there. But a cruise line? Yeah, all right.
To appear about the everyday African on ground. Right now, there's growing concern for the safety of Ibrahim Traroé, and I, for one, will be personally devastated if anything happens to this guy. Just
I
in
feel
case
the
you
same
think
way.
it is without foundation that some of us think that it is a possibility that Ibrahim Traroé could be assassinated. There's already been 18 attempts on his life,
And he
including
has
an
been
attempt that
shot.
happened just last week. And unfortunately, there is precedent set for the United States to be involved directly or indirectly in African leader assassinations. We only have to look at the three following examples of Thomas Sankara, who the US never publicly acknowledged involvement in the assassination, but there is plenty of evidence suggesting indirect complicity. Then you've got Kwame Nkrumah. Declassified documents and historical accounts confirm CIA involvement. And then you've got Patrice Lumumba, who it is now confirmed through declassified documents that Eisenhower authorized his assassination. This is a tweet from Wodamaya, who said, in Burkina Faso, civilians sleep at every roundabout at night just to protect their president. Will you ever do that for your president? If you don't know, Wodamaya is probably the biggest YouTuber in Africa, and he is currently spreading the word about the AES nations.
I just want to educate you all. This is the AES passport. I mean, the baby that came out of ECOWAS. So this is for 3 countries: Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. I want to introduce you all to the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs. Your Excellency, it's a pleasure meeting you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm the first Ghanaian to get this passport. But I want to say thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it.
And this is something that certain groups are actually terrified of. The youth of Africa are showing overwhelming support for the AES. For example, right now in Nigeria, there's a lot going on social media about how disgruntled the youths are, about cost of living crisis, the expense of food. The only place that they seem to be talking about hope from is outside of their nation, regarding AES and Burkina Faso.
Why
This should be troubling for a country like Nigeria, who are the main power in the region and have met with Langley and openly condemned the AES when they broke off from ECOWAS and formed their own alliance. You have to wonder, whoever comes after Tinubu is likely going to have to say they come out in support of Ibrahim Traoré and the AES leaders. This allows an opportunity for a leader to...
And that's another thing. Those that are standing against Ibrahim Traoré and his Pan-Africanism, those that choose to stand by and or collaborate with the foreign investors, whether it be Europe, and I'm talking about France, the UK, and whether it be the Westerners, and I'm talking about America, Australia, Canada, no matter who it is, if you are speaking out against Ibrahim Traoré now as an African leader, you are going to have to stand on that. Why? Because this man is pushing not just Pan-Africanism, he is pushing blackism. Since we all like to say and divide ourselves, but we unite ourselves under this banner of being black, that is what Ibrahim Traoré is pushing. He is not just pushing Africa for Africans. He is pushing Africa for Africans around the world. And that's a difference. That's a total difference.
Leaders. This allows an opportunity for a leader to shift the dynamics of power in that region. Ghana has already shown many steps around how they're supporting the AES countries. And who knows if this could be the tide that starts to really shift things in the area. And what we hope is that America can just keep their noses out of this business and allow Africa to forge its own future based off its own decisions, allowing its people to support the leaders by which they see fit, without outside interference. However, with this circumnavigation pincer move that we're seeing America has done in the last 2 years, and the absolute wealth of abundant resources in the AES countries, the likelihood that they will not get involved is looking very low. Now, I'm sure you have much to say about the situation. Please leave any comments in the comment section.
This is
But if you have
another
nothing
episode of
to say, would it be
Talk.
too much for me to ask you to write the words African sovereignty in the comment section? It just lets me know that you've watched the video to the end, you like what I'm doing, and you want me to continue. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I'm definitely gotta support, gotta write African sovereignty. Had to definitely support the channel, man. You know, that's what we do around here. And that piece was from damn the Subi Shop. The THE Subi SUBI Shop SHOP. 3 words. The Subi Shop. And I definitely appreciate that content, man. Definitely, it's in depth, but it is just letting you know what's going on. Who is Ibrahim Traroé? What is he doing for this country? Why is America being involved in something that they never had a problem with? Why is America being involved when they are saying somebody is misusing the funds, when we as Americans see this happen repeatedly, government after government after government? We need to stand up and tell America, leave your nose out of somebody else's business. Real talk, man. But y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Pharaoh the God. Always on the job. I got 5 Let's Talk. Real talk. And it's that time again to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another motherfucking friend. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't hide. Them buttons ain't got no teeth, so just go ahead and reach. Support the channel, support your boy, and above all, support the movement. Salute to the guy, salute to the guy, salute to the guy. Hey, yeah. Shout out to my mind, Sticky Finger in this motherfucker as always, man. What up to the boy, man? We just getting it in right now, man. Thank you for falling through, man. I appreciate it, man. You always coming through, tapping in. I definitely appreciate it. You know, it's well respected. I asked the homie, I knew the homie was getting baptized and shit. But the homie put this on his story. Let me see. The homie put this on his story right here. So I know what it is. So I told that nigga, I said, you having live swimming lessons? That nigga said, LOL, Baptist. But he meaning baptized and shit. You feel me? But yeah, today's topic though, man, you know, it was Ibrahim Traroé and everything that they got going on in Africa, man. Man, look, man, you know, people don't understand, like, you know what I'm saying, they might think that, oh, you know what I'm saying, he barely finna have 8,000 subscribers, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, he ain't nobody. But I be getting shadow banned, man, you know what I'm saying? They don't want those that, you know what I'm saying, that's always here, that's always tuning in, telling a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend, you know, indulging in the comments. They ain't gonna send you the notifications, man. Especially when we talking on a topic like this. They gonna be like, nah, man, this dude been covering the topic. He been, you know what I'm saying, He's non-biased, but he's very truthful. You know they not gonna send you the notifications, man. That's what happens. But we gonna keep it litty like a baby on a thick bitch titty, man. You know what it is, man. That time again. You hear like swimwear though, man. But all jokes aside, there don't know, like, oh, they be trying to, take our attention off of things that's really going on in the world, that really makes sense that that really need our attention to. And this is one of the things that, that we overlook. We really don't get in on, what I'm saying, how can I say, the intricate parts of African politics and what's really going on in Africa. So not to be, because it was certain things that wasn't getting to me. Like the assassination attempt on Ibrahim Traroé. I didn't get that to probably 5-6 days later, man. You feel me? The reaction, I didn't get that to, a week later, man. So, definitely which one? No, I said which one you was finna open.
This one. Your burger is in that bag right there. The one that got the beef. That one.
What's this one?
Actually, I might be lying.
Let me see what you were saying, man.
What the fuck is bag?
I don't get it, Sticky Fingers, you said I got fired, the P. Diddy guilty live, you did something. Are you saying that P. Diddy live that I did went viral, huh? That motherfucker went stupid, bro. That motherfucking nigga was on there like real, debating with no hating on that type of shit, you feel me? But yeah, man, that's, you feel me? I think that's what you're talking about. But yeah though, man, what I'm saying? Even though that, see, look how fast we get off topic talking about Ibrahim Traoré, Africa, Pan-Africanism, him expelling, all this perfect agenda to get to talking about P. Diddy again. You feel what I'm saying? So, I was gonna do this little live too, man, this little live burger review from Master Burgers, man. I think it's Master Burgers. I forgot where nephew just went to. My nephew just went. Regular little burger. Y'all see that? Nice and fat. Got the whole works on there too. You know what I mean? It's live. This ain't no bullshit, so we're gonna see what it do live. As soon as I bit into it, I start to taste the seasoning, the pepper, the salt. It tastes like they use Larry's. Dumbass shit. Got this no cheese, pickles, lettuce, onions, tomatoes. Fire though. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Here they come, we gonna ask them. Where does it come from? Master?
Master.
Yeah, Master Burgers. And this right there on Vernon. Vernon and Western. It's called Murder Burgers. That's why I ain't go. So, you know what I'm saying? What that nigga say, them little goons come out about 1:30, 2 o'clock. You feel me? But yeah, this Master Burgers. This is a burger with everything on it though. This motherfucker busting though. On my mama, it's the gas, no pass. So we're gonna go ahead and put this up for a second shot. On mama. Come on, Kat. Oh, that's what you was wanting to know.
What?
Fire. Had to, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna hold you. Let's go, little burger hill. Ali Pooya, man, I definitely appreciate you though, man, for letting me know. There was no sound earlier. I definitely appreciate it, man. It was a blessing because I was on here, man, and that's how it works sometimes. Just to get back to, to what the, Sticky Fingers was saying, man. Not getting a notification. The devil be working, man. A lot of us, we want to see certain things, and you know what I'm saying. Especially when you popping it in a good manner. You know what I'm saying, and you feeling yourself, you blowing, you little sippy sip. You spitting that shit. The devil will wiggle his way in there, and he wiggled his way and made me forget that I was on mute. You feel me? So let me make sure I ain't on mute again, man. But yeah, no matter what though, man, we gonna have it popping though. We doing another one live tonight around 8. About P. Diddy. Hit your notifications, man. Turn it on. Let me know that you waiting. We're gonna be doing that one tonight because I think this topic with P. Diddy is real cool, and I'm already falling into what they want us to do, talk about Diddy and not talk about what I came here to talk about. So that topic will be getting discussed, tonight. But right now, yeah, we dealing with Ibrahim Traroé, man. You heard him. He survived 18 assassination attempts in the last 2 years. The most recent assassination attempt, I think he was shot multiple times. And when I say multiple, it could just be 2, it could be 5, it could be 10. But when I say multiple, I'm saying like, what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna say 7. He was shot several times. Several that gives you a more closer scope of what I'm saying. This was the only time he was actually hit. And for him to be actually hit, it's people that are getting paid off higher and higher within his personal regime. And this is why I said that, me personally, once I found out my main man was infected with talking to them people, see, that's the problem I have. And I'm always say that. You feel me? He told them they came and offered him $5 million. But how many people been coming to you being the disgruntled employee and you never said nothing? So me, I would have pushed him to the right, but further from me. I would have pushed him to the left. I would have pushed him to the right. Because now I know what's coming. These people are infected around me. And like I said, I would have went and got that Wagner group. I would have went and got the North Korean special elites. Why? Because my life is in jeopardy. My life is in jeopardy. My life in jeopardy. So why wouldn't I surround myself knowing that I'm this type of person? So it almost cost me. And like I always say, I got a right and I got a left. The same way I praise you, the same way I sock you in your shit when keeping it real goes wrong. When keeping it real goes wrong. He wanted himself to still be around those people. You feel me? He wanted himself, oh, I'm a real nigga. You feel me? I'm somebody real. So I still want my people around me. But you know you don't have ill intentions. And those that believe in you know that you don't got ill intentions. That's why I would have went ahead and surrounded myself to prevent that man being able to come into my office and shoot me and nobody killed him. I never would have went for that. Everybody outside my cabinet everybody would have been suspect. But this man is fighting for his life. He's fighting for Africa. Now getting to Saudi Arabia. Like I always say, this man, Ibrahim Traroé, I always thought he was a Christian. I always thought he was a Christian, but I didn't have no problem with that. Why? Because he was doing what's right for his people. He was sitting back and bidding for Africa the way Africa has never been before. You feel me? So, you know, we have to, like I say, before Ibrahim Traoré, there was no gold reserve in Burkina Faso. So some things we have to just sit back and let it unfold the way it unfolds in hopes that it's all good. Give me a second. Yeah.
No, okay, do not go next to Mr. Alright? Miss.
Hey, yeah. What you think, Sticky, man? You think that how you feel about the situation? A lot of, how I say, a lot of things don't seem what they should be. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was going. Alhamdulillah. But getting to a Saudi Arabia, I always thought he was, he was Christian. Come to find out, he Muslim. Saudi Arabia, that we all know is a good friend of the U.S. We all know that. They stand with the Jews. They stand with America. And they offered to build 200 mosques and lean on his connection and his faith of Islam in order to come in and build 200 mosques, and he said no. He denied him. I would have did the same thing. I would have did the same thing. I would not allow somebody that is in bed, I don't care if with Europe, the Jews, or America, you in bed with any of those three and you call yourself Muslim, yeah, I can't trust you like that. Not when my life is in jeopardy. We may be able to do some business or whatever, but I'm still not trusting you like that. I'm just not. Ibrahim Traroé is not letting anybody come into his country. We don't need your help. We will show you that the African mind is resilient. We'll show you that the African mind is the epitome of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We gonna show you that. Oh, y'all wanna overprice us for this? Don't trip. We gonna build the roads ourselves. Oh, y'all think y'all gonna put a blockade on us? Don't trip. We gonna make this shit ourselves. And this is why I say Ibrahim needs to be etched in history. He is the first man to actually stand up by all means necessary and go against imperialism and colonization at one time. At one time. And since he is the only man, what is happening now? They're surrounded him. Now they have him surrounded. What do the police do before they come in for the kill or to tell you to come out with your hands up? They surround the house. They surround the motherfucking house. They tell you, hey, come out with your hands up. We have the place surrounded. If you don't do it, we're coming in with lethal force. That's what the fuck they tell you when they surround your house. When you did something drastic in the city, they surround your house and they tell you to come out with your hands up. Right now, America has went to every country surrounding Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali and talked to them to reassure that they could be allies. That's a police tactic. They rounding them up to tell them, hey, but this is my thing. Are they gonna get on the bullhorn and tell him to come out with his hands up, or are they just gonna go in there and kill him? Because see, no matter if you kill Ibrahim Traroé, it becomes you light a fire in Africa. Because them YNs, them young Africans, them YAs, they not going for that. They are ready to stand up and stand up for their rights. They not like us blacks over here in America. They like, you know what? We finally have somebody that we could believe in. And if you kill him, it's gonna be up. If you oust him, jail him, it's still gonna be up. Why? Because you must have no good intentions if you never went over there to talk to the man. And then you lean on his religion. You say, hey, MBS, Muhammad bin Salih, go over there and tell your boy you know what I'm saying, you'll throw him a couple of mosques and shit. Tell him you know what I'm saying, you'll hook him up. Man, all right, I'm going to tweet him. Boom, boom, boom. That nigga like, nigga, hell no. Hell no. Ain't going for it. Ain't going for it, man. And America got us over here listening to how a nigga say, rub another man cum on his nipples. And that nigga's a freak. That nigga's a fucking Jack Sparrow. That nigga's a pirate. Why are we talking about that and not talking about this? It's a big difference, y'all. Gotta stay woke. No matter how much I talk about gang politics, no matter how much I talk about the structure, you know, no matter how much I talk about YouTube, bullshit, field reviews, None of that. No matter how much I talk about nothing, I'm being totally serious, man. We need to wake up and see what's really going on in this world, man. We say we want a better future. The future is being snatched away from us with shit like trying to kill Ibrahim Traroé. The future is being snatched away from us when we fall into just giving up power to people, bro. You don't like Trump, you should have been vetting and voting for somebody 15, 20 years ago. You should be more conscious of who you just nigga grow up passing by. I ain't gonna vote for him. We should be more inclined to know who's gonna be in control of our surroundings. And by us not doing that, we have been not only just rocked to sleep, bamboozled, and hoodwinked, but we have become pigmentationalized. And people may say, well, what is pigmentationalized? You have the pig mentality. No matter what nobody throws in front of you, you gonna eat it. You gonna eat it. And 99.9% of the time, a pig devours everything except for human teeth. So we have become pigmentationalized. No matter what they put in front of us, we gonna eat it. We gonna eat it, man. Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Pharaoh the God, always on the job, man. I got 5 Let's Talk. And as always, that's real talk, man. Welcome to another episode of I Got 5 Let's Talk. Well, we keep it fair like a California bear, not no California raisin, because we don't do no hating. You know what I mean? The buttons ain't got no teeth, so go ahead and reach. Support the channel, support your boy. And above all, man, support the motherfucking movement. Y'all know what it is, man. In retrospect, recap, Ibrahim Traroé has become the voice for Pan-Africanism. Became the face of Black Power. And if you don't like it, because it's an African, you never get what you want. You think the Arabs wanted the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to come and lead them? You think that the people from over here wanted Isa alayhi salam to come and lead them? You think the people of Egypt wanted Moses to come and lead him and respect him, knowing he came from up the river? You never gonna get what you want. You never gonna be led by somebody that you want to lead you. It's not never gonna happen like that. And you're gonna be forced to be led by somebody that is an original being. That's why the black man is called the human and the white man is called the mankind. Because we are the hue of man. We are the color of man. And they are mankind. That's what they are. They're mankind and we are humankind. That's why it's called humankind. And that's why you have the word hue, man. Hue is that of color. The darkness. You can't get red without black. You just can't. With that being said, man, you know, I appreciate y'all coming here, man. No matter what, man, don't fall for the Axel Foley. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And I don't think Ibrahim Traroé is trying to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. He's no Axel Foley. And he's not going to let nobody play with him, whether it be somebody that profess to be of the same faith or somebody that profess to be an enemy. Salute to Burkina Faso. Salute to the Burkina Faso people. And salute to Ibrahim Traroé. May Allah protect him. and guide him, and may Allah bring his enemies to his knees. And I'm in there.